Hello and welcome to Elecspo, and today I'm going to talk about Manchester City and Liverpool. I'm sure you've noticed that in pretty much every simulation that I do involving the Premier League, no matter what's been changed, it's either Liverpool or Man City winning the title. And quite frankly, I'm sick of it. So today what I'm going to do is make sure they don't win the Premier League. I'm letting them keep the managers, Jurgen Klopp, Pep Guardiola, you guys are okay. But every single player contracted at each club is going to be released. Both sides will have to rebuild their entire team, and maybe then they'll be unable to win the Premier League. Please God, I hope this works. But let's find out. Right, so here we are at the start of the simulation, the 27th of July 2020, and we're on Man City here, and as you can see, all they've got is fake players. Not even the fake players that you can sign, just the grey players that are just placeholders because they haven't actually got a whole squad. Liverpool's team is exactly the same, so let's simulate a year into the future. Let's see what these two teams can do, considering they've got absolutely no players. On top of that, I've got 8 players from each club that I'm going to have a look at and see where they end up. Let's simulate a year into the future. Let's see what Man City and Liverpool can do without any players. Right, so here we are a year into the future, the 31st of May 2021, and this simulation has gone better than expected. All I wanted was for Man City and Liverpool not to win the Premier League. We've gone one better as both teams have been relegated. Manchester City did better than Liverpool. They got 34 points but went down on goal difference. As for Liverpool, they only got 24 points. That is an appalling tally. And it cost them their place in the Premier League for the first time in the club's history. Man City, obviously, they were a lot closer to survival, but still, they were 10 goals shy of Sheffield United in 17th, meaning both teams have been relegated. In their place, the title's gone back to Old Trafford for the first time since Sir Alex Ferguson left. It looks like it's been easy for the Red Devils. They got 94 points, Tottenham coming second. Nowhere near really Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's side. But let's check the two teams out. Let's see what they look like. We'll go to Manchester City first. They came 19th. Andy Robertson is the skipper. Obviously, he became a free agent and is gone from Liverpool to Manchester City. Carlos Vicens is the manager. Is he a caretaker, perhaps? No, he's the actual manager. Pep Guardiola got the sack on the 21st of November, and Carlos Vicens has came in. I'll be honest, I don't know anything about him, but he's only 30. Oh, he's the caretaker. He's there until the end of the season. He was the under-18s manager, so there we go. We've got to the bottom of that. I mean, they couldn't even appoint someone. Let's check the team out. Christ, they've barely got a team to put together. Manchester City have basically just stuck with the fakies. They've got Andy Robertson, Nukaso Banku, Curtis Jones from Liverpool, Dominik Livakovic, a goalkeeper, and then another 2 goalkeepers. I mean, it's no wonder they've gone down. They've spent £14 million. You'd have thought, with all the money that Manchester City have got, they could have easily just bought a whole new team. But they haven't. They spent £9.5 million on Livakovic, and he spent the entire year picking the ball out of the net. He must have a bad back. Let's check out Liverpool. Obviously, they got 10 less points than Man City, but they're going down as well. Pep Lijnders is the manager, so Jurgen Klopp's gone. He got the sack on the 5th of December, and Pep Lijnders, also a caretaker manager. Obviously, Lijnders is the assistant manager at Liverpool. Both teams have been unable to appoint new managers. No idea why. Let's check out the Liverpool squad. There's no Manchester City men there. They've got Christian Pavon, an exciting Argentinian talent, Andrei Lunin on loan from Real Madrid, and former Southampton flop Jordi Clasie. I remember being quite excited when he came to the Premier League, but he was an absolute shambles. And for Liverpool, he's been relegated. They spent £14 million on these players, and they are taking them down to the Championship. Let's just check the Liverpool schedule out. Just defeat after defeat after defeat. Yet somehow they made it through the Champions League group. They were beaten by RB Leipzig in the first knockout round, but that's fine. As for Manchester City, how did they do in the Champions League? They didn't get through their group. I can't believe Liverpool got through. FA Cup, they were beaten straight away by West Brom. There's been no silverware for either club, obviously. And instead, they're having to settle for Championship football. Has there been any changes at Man City? No new owners or anything. I thought maybe that could be a reason why they haven't spent any cash. Liverpool, let's see if anything's happened there. No, nothing's happened. I don't know where the money's gone, but they haven't used it at all. and both clubs have been relegated. I mean, this is not what I expected. I expected this so little that I haven't even added the Championship to the simulation, so who knows how they're going to get on next year. This has gone very different how I expected. Let's see where some of the Liverpool and Manchester City players have gone. Obviously, we already know Andy Robertson has gone to Manchester City. We'll go through the Liverpool players first. Mo Salah we'll start with. Mo Salah has gone to Paris Saint-Germain. Virgil van Dijk, what about him? He's also gone to Paris Saint-Germain. Paris Saint-Germain have been busy. Sadio Mane, Real Madrid. Roberto Firmino, has he stayed in England at least? No, he's gone to Paris Saint-Germain. Right, I'm going to go straight to Paris Saint-Germain because they're just taking the piss here. Have Paris Saint-Germain just signed literally every option possible here? Fair few of them, yeah. They've got Kevin De Bruyne, Virgil van Dijk, Mo Salah, Fernandinho, Joel Matip, Jack Harrison randomly, Trent, Roberto Firmino and Ruben Dias all on free signings. I mean, that is quite frankly ridiculous. Elsewhere from Liverpool, I mean, Thiago, let's see where he's gone. An exciting player at Liverpool, one of the best midfielders in the world. He's gone back to Barcelona. So that's nice for him. Didn't fancy England anymore. And what about Alisson Becker? He has gone to Man United. Oh, Alisson, absolutely no loyalty there. But he is a Premier League title winner for the second season in a row, so can you blame him? Let's check Manchester City out. We know Kevin De Bruyne and Fernandinho and Jack Harrison have gone to Paris Saint-Germain. What about Phil Foden, the bright young talent? He's been shipped off to Bayern Munich, testing himself in Germany. Sergio Aguero, I mean, you can barely get a game at Man City nowadays. He's gone to Real Madrid, even though he's previously an Atletico player, but that doesn't matter. Raheem Sterling, I'm sure I saw him on the stats. I think he's gone to Manchester United. And he bloody has. And Christ, he's had a good season. 19 goals, 10 assists, 7.99 average rating. And another Premier League winners medal for Raheem Sterling. What about Ederson? Obviously, Alisson's gone to Man United and Ederson has gone to Real Madrid. Has he been playing there? I mean, he's been competing. He hasn't even... He's played once. Conceded twice, average rating of 6.4. It's not an average if you only played once. Dear me, he's gone all the way to Real Madrid to be Thibaut Courtois' bag boy. Pathetic. What about Ilkay Gundogan? Bayern Munich. I mean, that makes sense. He's done alright. Ruben Dias, we know he's gone to Paris Saint-Germain. And the final player we're going to look at is João Cancelo. Left back, right back. He has gone to Lille. That is strange. He's gone to Lille and he's only played 8 times. I mean, Man City might as well have got them back. I don't quite understand why in this simulation players never go back to the club they've been released from. In the news, Manchester City, they're making offers. Danny Rose they want from Brighton. They also want Ashley Barnes from Burnley. As for Liverpool, they made a £0 offer for Fulham's Tim Ream. How things have changed for these two football clubs. They are going down to the Championship. I can't quite believe this has happened. I'm going to simulate a year into the future. Obviously, we'll not be able to see the title, but we'll be able to see whether they come straight back up or not. Let's find out what happens. Okay, so here we are in the summer of 2022. For the second season in a row, Man United have won the title in the absence of Liverpool and Manchester City. Tottenham yet again coming second, only 4 points behind this time. It's been a closer season. But let's go down to this championship and see what has happened. Neither side have won the title. Man City have came straight back up, coming second to Birmingham City. As for Liverpool, they've came third. But let's check the landmarks out to see if they've came up via the playoffs. They haven't. Liverpool are staying in the Championship. John Henry's left the club. It is all going wrong at Anfield. Let's check the team out. Let's see how they're looking. At least now they've actually got a full squad of players. I mean, it's not a good squad, but it's a squad. They've got Jamal Blackman, Chelsea youth, Kyle McFadden, Kyle Bartley's gone there, very much a Championship player. Jordy Classy's still sitting in front of the defence. Ryan Tunnicliffe, an ex-Man United player. They've got Pavon, he probably doesn't want to be in the Championship. Passetto, I recognise his name. Was he not playing in the Premier League recently? He was with Watford. And at Liverpool, he's averaging a goal every 3 games, which is great. It's not really a Mo Salah replacement, but that's fine. Christ, they've got Fraser Campbell and Glenn Murray. Dear me, I have totally ruined Liverpool. Let's check Manchester City out. They are managed by Vincent Kompany. He has come back to save his former club. That is a beautiful, beautiful thing to see. Let's see what kind of team he's got. Chris Mepham, Lloyd... Right, they're basically just taking a load of players from Bournemouth. Mepham and Lloyd Kelly, the centre-backs. they've actually got a fair few decent names in this team. It's quite surprising. They've only came second. Bruno Jordao, he's at Wolves, hasn't really broken through yet. Marco van Hinkel, probably the longest serving player Chelsea have got without ever playing. Ross Barkley's there. Chris Wood leading the line. Patrick Catrone also there. Danny Rose, Curtis Jones, Ashley Barnes, Josh King. Right, they've basically gone for Bournemouth and Burnley players. Elsewhere, Stephen Corker, Theo Walcott, Charlie Austin. What a random assemble of players that Vincent Kompany has taken back to the Premier League. £104 million they spent, and it has got them back to the Premier League. As for Liverpool, how much did they spend? Let's find out, because I mean the team wasn't very inspiring, so I hope it wasn't much. They spent 20 million. Makes sense. Kind of begs the question, how did Liverpool come third and Man City were only second? But there we have it. I said I was going to stop Man City and Liverpool winning the Premier League title, and that is exactly what I've done. In fact, things went so badly they went down to the Championship. Man City comes straight back up after a year, but Liverpool are stuck in the second tier. This experiment went a totally different way to what I thought it was, but I had a bloody good time doing it. I hope you did too. Let me know in the comments below if you've got any experiments like this that you want me to try out. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. As always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Elecspo. And until next time, we will see you around.